Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Come with me, Bald Zebra, and we're going to check out some Bob Ross today. Yeah, build some happy little electrical trees and learn some basics in electricity. Alright, anything for electricity, you're going to have to start off with the tech tree. I'm going to place the materials that we're going to use over here on the screen so that you'll know what you need to light up your house. To start with, you'll need to make yourself a wire tool. To make yourself a wire tool, open up your crafting menu, go over to electrical, and you'll see the wire tool right here. It costs 2 high quality metal. Once you have your wiring tool, we're going to set up a battery. The most basic battery is a small battery. As we know, basics, we have power in and power out. Power in is where you want your power source coming from. There's a couple different ways to power things. One way I'm going to show you first off is a generator. So we'll take this, we go from power out of the generator, power in to the battery. We go around the generator and it says hold down use to open the menu. We open the menu, add some fuel, and now we can turn it on. Now if you hold out your electrical tool, you'll see that it's putting out 40 power to the small rechargeable battery. You'll also see power in to from the small generator of 40. It'll give you stats of the small rechargeable battery up above it. If you wanted to power something, such as a light, you could take your electrical tool and take power out from the battery and in to the light. Now, the light is on, and as we notice, the power on the battery is slowly going down. It also gives us how long it has until the battery goes out. We have 18 minutes of charge and 37 seconds left. So that light will run for 18 minutes and 37 seconds. It's using 2 active power because each light uses 2 active power. Now if we want to put another light out here, lights have what's called a pass-through. So instead of using another wire, you can go from the pass-through to another light. So now you have a light powered from this battery and a second light, but that drops your charge. Now you have only 8 minutes of power left. The basics of electricity. Now, there are many ways to recharge this battery, including removing the power lines, picking up the generator, leaving the generator there. We can just leave the generator there. After all, it's a happy little accident. We might just keep that for later. We can probably remove it. Remove the fuel. Now, a solar panel. A solar panel will provide power when there is sunlight. Keep in mind, a solar panel will not provide power in the morning pointing west. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So in the morning, the solar panel has to be facing the east. In the evening, it has to be facing the west. So I recommend 2 solar panels, 1 on each side. For this purposes, I'm going to show you one to start with. So we take our electrical tool, electrical output. I'm going to leap off here like a madman. Ow. Down here and power in to the battery. Now, that solar panel is providing 20 power. So both those lights are powered and everything's working great. Because the max output is only 10. So it can't put more than 10 out, but it's getting 20 in right now. Now this isn't the best way to power stuff, right? You don't want things always on. You want to add a switch. So a switch would be the next step in our power. So let's take this power out. Boop. Now keep in mind when looking at a switch, the switch uses 1 power along with your lights. So each light uses 2 power, the switch uses 1 power. We're going to be using 5 power when we were just using 4. So we'll put the switch on the wall. Boop. We'll take our wire and we're going to go from power out to power in. Now, one fancy little thing that we haven't really talked about yet is when you start to wire stuff, it'll let you drag the wire any way you want. See how it says 26 and 16, 2 little numbers right next to my mouse cursor there? That 26 is how much wire you have, and 16 is how many connections you can make. So, if you want, you can make, like a happy little tree. It doesn't need to be all straight lines and angles. You can make wonderful little things just for you and for me. And we're going to go in electrical input. As we see, now we have a wonderful little powered Christmas tree. That's right. Try and stay positive, because sometimes rust can really get you down. We all know that feeling. Okay, so now we take that switch. Output switch. Input light. Now notice the lights are not on. That's because the switch has not been turned on. Now that the switch is on, all the lights are on. And we still have our wonderful little Christmas tree here. Now, keep in mind, using these, you can still see how much power you can put output. So, output from the power of 10, we're using 1 power here, and this will output 9 power, leaving you with only as many lights as you can output from a small battery. With 1 switch, you can only have 4 lights. With no switches, you can have 5 lights with a small battery. Now, if you'd like more than that, there's more advanced ways of combining and splitting power, which I'll show you very soon. Thank you for joining me. Next step. So the next step is a little bit more advanced. It's going to deal with root combiners, splitters, and branches. This is how you combine different power or split off different power equally or not equally. The easiest way to show you is by using a solar panel, because you always want at least 2 solar panels going into a battery so you can get as much power throughout the day, as I was saying before. Go from here. Now, we'll take our little root combiner here. Now, root combiner use 1 power, and what it will do, it will take 2 electrical sources and feed them out to 1 bottom. So, that's the perfect way to feed a battery from 2 solar panels. So we'll put our root combiner down, and we'll take a look at it here. Our little root combiner has its power out here, and it's got a root power 1 and root power 2. So we're going to take this little electrical output and put him in root power 2. We're going to take this little electric output out here, which I can find sooner or later, right there. And we're going to put him in root power 1. Now keep in mind, using this electrical tool and having it out is really, really handy, because not only does it always tell you all the information that's going in as long as you sit for a second, large solar panel 1, large solar panel 2, it'll tell me how much we're outputting. So it's outputting 23 power. 3 power this way, because this one is only getting not enough sun, and this one's getting plenty of sun. So we'll take this, drop down to here. Now keep in mind, as I said before, you can put any design you want in your electrical wire. So we have a nice little tree down here. Maybe we'll come down to the top. What a wonderful little cloud up above, See if we can make this cloud curvy. Wonderful little soft pillow in the sky. I don't know. Just over here and here. We'll circle back around. Now keep in mind, this wire is coming up from both of those solar panels into the root combiner, and now we're going to bring it down here into the battery. We're combined 23 power. Now we got a wonderful little cloud up above our tree. Yeah, okay. So as you can see, our scene is building here. It's getting there. It's not finished, but it's getting there. Now we have 2 solar panels into a small battery, powering all our lights. And that switch on, and wonderful. Our house is just looking darling. Now, another thing I'd like to show you is, if you want to continue with this, there's a couple different ways of combining power. Firstly, if you're going to want to string more than 2 solar panels together, you're going to need another root combiner, and I'll show you how to string those together now. So we're taking our wire off of the small battery, and we're going to remove our cloud, because sometimes things happen in life, we have to take it away, and we'll remove something better. Alright, so these 2 solar panels go into this root combiner. So we're going to take the power out of here, which is 23, and we're going to go into root power 1 here. Now we have to string the next solar panel from here into root power 2, giving us 3 solar panels connected together, 2 in this one, combined to here, and a third, combined to here, out to here, combined power out. This is giving us 43 power when it used to give us 23. Again, we can take this down, and if you need to build something, if you'd like to, sometimes I suggest a sun. A sun right above the world here, above our tree. Go like that. Here. Down and out. So, your sun might be more symmetrical than mine, but everybody's different. Now, another thing we haven't talked about is the power max output for the small rechargeable battery is 10. Once you get higher up in the game, you can get a medium rechargeable battery. The max output is 50, a lot more lights, a lot more electricity. You can also have a max output of 100 for the large rechargeable battery. Really, really wonderful thing. And instead of just a solar panel, you can use a wind turbine and harness the power of the wind, which gives you quite a bit more than the solar panel. As we see, it's 83 per wind turbine, but it costs a lot. A very late game item. So, let me guess. Now that you know how to light your house, you don't want it on all the time. And you don't want to have to worry about the switch all the time. You want when the sun to go down, you want your house to light up, and you want your lights to turn on. Yeah? Let's show you how to do that. It's not as hard as you think. So, because of the amount of power output necessary, I recommend using a medium battery if you're going to power your house with a solar panel and with a switch. Okay? And this is how we're going to do it. We need a switch for the wall, an OR switch, an AND switch, one blocker, and 2 electrical branches. I'll explain how this goes. We're going to start off by powering the electrical branch. Power in. And we're going to branch out to power. To power this blocker. Power out is going to go into the next electrical branch. This is going to branch out power to the electrical input. The main amount of power here, power out, is going to go to input B on your AND switch, which means this satisfies one criteria for an AND switch to work. An AND switch needs both switches to be on to work. Here. So we're going to take this and go into input A. So now our AND switch is all set. Now, we'll take this turn on, go into our OR switch, and now if we turn this on, oh crap, why did that not turn on? OR switch, not enough power, not enough power. You have to make sure you have enough power branched out to power everything. We have 1 power here, we have to power out at least 3 power. Power this. Keep that in mind, because I just messed that up and it made my brain go a little wonky. So we turn this switch on, that turns on all our lights. The other way we're going to turn on our lights is via a solar panel. Now, this is where your brain goes a little wonky, or my brain goes a little wonky. The power out from the blocker is also going to trigger this other OR switch. Right now, it's being powered because nothing is blocking it. Okay? So the power goes from here on the power in and power out. So nothing is blocking it. So it's triggering the lights. Why is it not triggering the lights? Why is it not triggering the lights? The exact same thing. We need repower. Set. Now it's triggering the lights. This is how I can get tripped up in power. Everything needs enough power to make sure it works. So the power blocker needs 1 power. This needs 1 power, and then this needs 1 power. So that will be 3 power in order to make it work. Keep in mind, every switch you add adds power, and it starts from the beginning. Now, the other way we want this to be triggered is via a solar panel, and right now nothing is stopping that from happening. So what we want to do is we want to go up here, and we're going to take our solar panels, which are facing east and west, pointed into a root combiner. We're going to grab this and bring it down here and block this power. It is no longer transmitting a signal because it is daytime. Because the solar panels are powered, this blocker stops this from triggering the AND switch and from starting our power. Now, we can still turn the power on via the switch. And if we want to turn the power on at night, I'll show you exactly what we need to do. We'll go up here. We'll build a wall. And the power will go on because the solar panels will no longer be powered. Block this. Block this. Block this. make sure it's tall enough. There we go. We go down here. Look at that. Look at this. This root blocker has 0 power going through it right now, which means it is allowing power to come from the battery, from its in to its out, into this OR switch. And since the OR switch only needs 1 input to trigger it, it's triggering this AND switch, which is being triggered by the battery itself and feeding all the lights, which in turn is lit. Thank you for watching my tutorial. I hope it helps you power your house, and I'd love to see some of your creations. So I wonder how many happy little things I can make when it comes to electricity. I bet I can build just like a happy little town. If you've enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again. How we doing? How we doing? We'll have more happy little trees. Happy little Bob Ross. Well, hope you guys have a wonderful day. Light up your houses. Get them going. Not this way. You know, with my tutorial. Light them up.